friends, welcome to our Mum Talk, where we are talking all things parenting and family. If this sounds interesting to you, please stay tuned for today's video. Give it a big thumbs up because it really does support my channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that bell because we upload every Monday and Thursday, and let's get into it. If this is the first time I'm meeting, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is Beck and I'm a mum to 4. I have a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 7-year-old. My life is pretty crazy right now. I get asked a couple of questions on repeat, so today I am going to talk about them and some other questions too. The first question is, how do I balance life? How do I juggle those balls? The answer is routine. I would be lost without my routines. They are exhausting, but they are the one thing that I guess is the glue that holds it all together. We have a morning routine, we have an evening routine, we have a bedtime routine, we have a weekend routine, especially a Saturday routine. We have a Sunday afternoon routine, especially for Mick and I as we get ready for the week. There are so many things that we do that helps us with the automaticness of surviving through life, to be honest, that without it, I think it would just be chaos and bedlam, and that would probably weigh us down further. As I said to Mick literally on Sunday night, I am not necessarily a fan of Sunday night because I meal prep for the week. I get the lunch boxes ready the night before, so there's that Monday lunch boxes that I'm doing then. We're doing a tidy up to make sure that the house is in good shape to kickstart off the week. At that time, I know that it's a lot of hard work. However, if we don't do it now, then we are going to be playing catch up every night, and that is exhausting. The thought of doing that is exhausting. We get the kids' clothes out the night before. It's just a very well-oiled machine. It's what works for us and our family, and that is how I try and juggle all the balls as a family of 6. The other thing that has naturally just presented itself to us is the fact that we are minimalizing our lifestyle. During the Easter holidays, we got a skip bin, or like a big rubbish bin, and we just went through our house and we culled a lot of stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call us a minimalistic family. We're not at that level. However, if it didn't have a place or a space, if we hadn't used it, if it was just sitting there gathering dust, we either donated it, got rid of it. Things take time, and we don't have time because we have 4 little kids. But this has been extremely freeing because by having less stuff, it takes less time to do all of those mundane routines, and then you get more time to spend with your kids and to spend connecting with each other and all the things that actually matter more in life than maintaining a house. The next question is, do Mick and I have similar styles in raising our kids? No, and that's perfectly fine. Michael is definitely more the heart, I am more the head, but we have come to the part of our journey where we have discovered a parenting style that we actually both agree on, and that is gentle parenting, where it's all about being regulated as a parent to be that emotional anchor for your kids. It is definitely exhausting in regards to how much you are talking things through. However, we are very much seeing the benefits of helping our children have that emotional intelligence. At the moment, it's a little bit overwhelming having the 2 toddlers because they are 100% of emotion 100% of the time. But especially with our girls who are school aged, it's really great to start seeing those conversations where they're having big feelings, we're able to regulate them, we're able to come up with compromises. We can say phrases like, I can see you're feeling big feelings, is it this? And then we can turn around and say the problem is, and then present the fact like if we don't eat our food, then our bodies won't have the energy and then we won't be able to play. We also come up with compromises, and it's good to come up with those compromises with them because they're starting to get a little bit older. So we're definitely seeing the benefits in that. We don't smack our kids. We try not to lose our cool at our kids. It's a little bit hard. We are still adjusting our parenting style, and we're doing it together. So we're showing our girls in particular when we're feeling frustrated and angry that we're just going to breathe it out. And Mick and I are really trying to hold each other accountable. We debrief about stuff. We reflect on the way that we've interacted with all the kids and with each other. And we are just reflecting and changing our practices, but that is the parenting style that we have gone with. Question I get asked, well, it's probably more of a statement, is I don't know how you do it. It's one of those things where you just do it. The things that we do is to help our kids, to help our family life to be what we desire it to be. We obviously made the choice to have 4 kids, and so raising this family together, there are things that we are just not willing to compromise on. There are a lot of balls that we are juggling, and it would be very hard to try and pick 1 or 2 things that if we were to drop, what would they be? We can't really drop any of the balls. So for the comment of, I don't know how you're doing it, I would love for people to just say the positive for it. So, I love the way you do X, Y, Z, or you're doing such a good job at blah, blah, blah. I feel like we don't encourage each other enough, and whenever I see parents out and about, even just the phrase, you're doing such a great job, that is just so heartwarming for me, and I wish that more people would say that rather than saying, I don't know how you do it. I understand it can come from a place where people are in awe, and that's why they're asking the rhetorical question of, I don't know how you do it, but it can get very worrisome when people are constantly saying it to you. And this leads me to mom burnout or parental burnout. Mick and I are definitely at that point where we are feeling extremely exhausted and tired. It is such a big job being a parent, and it's very exhausting, and at the moment it is quite thankless because our kids are little and they don't understand necessarily what we're doing and why we're doing it from that loving heart. We're getting to the point where we are feeling overwhelmed even by the littlest of chores. We are at 2 loads of a day clothes washing. We are at least 2 loads of dishes. We are just being constantly bombarded by words and needs, and it is constant. But the thing that we are trying to focus on is open communication with each other. We are trying to be mindful of each other's ability to parent during this time period. If one of us is having a better day than the other, we say that and we help out the other person, and we really have each other's back, and we feel like that's super duper important when parenting and raising a family, is that you're in it together. And because of this, we are constantly reflecting on how things are going. We're constantly making plans, but we're also allowing ourselves the freedom to say that survival is okay, because survival really is okay. It's perfectly fine to put the TV on and to give your kids some screen time. It's perfectly fine to go out and give them a screen then, because if you are filling your tank as a parent, it helps with the atmosphere of your family as well. It shouldn't all be about sacrifice, because everybody is human. And I think that's one thing that can weigh us down, is that whole guilt, which then loads to the whole parental overwhelming and burnout. It is a tricky job, which leads to the question of, I'm scared of being a failure as a parent. There's 2 major parts of this. The first thing, which Michael reminds me all the time when I say to him, I feel like I'm such a bad parent, or I'm such a bad mom, or why couldn't I have done this better, or whatever. Michael reassures me that the fact that I'm even asking that question shows that I have care, compassion. And if you are asking the same thing, it shows that you care. It shows that you want to be better. You want to be the best for your kids. And that makes you an amazing parent already, is because you're already reflecting and wanting to grow. So definitely lean into that and embrace it. It sucks that you're having these sorts of feelings, and it can be very overwhelming, and I think the major thing that we need to be is kind to ourselves, because our kids are only little for a short time, and everyone says that, but it's so true, because I look at my 7-year-old and I think, oh my gosh, it seems like yesterday that you were just a toddler. And if I wasn't recording our lives, if I wasn't taking pictures, there are some moments that I would just completely forget, and I don't want to forget any of this. So really make the most of their time together, because our littles will grow up, and the goal is that they get independence and need us less. So definitely enjoy this time of parenting and being that family unit together. Thank you so much for listening to my parenting and family questions for today. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that bell to get notified because we upload every Monday and Thursday. And please comment down below any questions that you may have, or if you want to keep the conversations going, please do that, because this parenting gig, it doesn't come with a rule book. We only have each other. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.